Hey, we are live now, it seems. How's everyone doing? Huh, go live. There you go. Audio doesn't sound too great, to be honest. We are live now, it seems. How's everyone doing? Hmm, no, not at all. Audio's kind of shit. Let me see if I can fix that. Testing, testing, testing. Hmm, no, not at all. Audio's kind of shit. Let me see if I can fix that. Testing, testing, testing. Right, yeah. OBS is not letting me sound nice for some reason. I hate this so much. Every time I gotta set something up. So noise suppression is good. It'll be the compressor and expander. Right, that is interesting. So is it because my input device is kind of shit? Let's see if it's any better now. So changing that and then changing this as well. Yeah, I mean, it's the best I can do in this stream. I guess we will probably see if we can improve in the future. But for today, this is what we sound like. Hmm. Right, yeah. OBS is not letting me sound nice for some reason. I hate this so much. Every time I gotta set something up. Yeah, I mean, you guys let me know if it sounds really bad, because at the moment it kind of sounds like you can hear me. But welcome to the stream, dudes, and we're going to be doing some more C++ today. Oh Lord, it's been a long day. I'm not thinking anymore, but here we go. Yeah, for those who are joining the stream for the first time, this is basically just this chill stream where I write some code while talking to you guys as well. I don't think there's many people watching now, but if you are watching, say hi on chat, just so I can see whether or not you think the audio is shit. Otherwise, yeah, let me know. I'm happy to swap the microphone as well. I have no idea why it sounds so bad. It's the same microphone as I used on Windows before, but it is what it is. So, hello Anton, how's it going, dude? Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. How about yourself? I'm gonna ask you a question, Anton. Does this sound terrible compared to previous streams? Because yeah, I have no idea what I've changed in my audio settings, and it's just sounding terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Right. So what can we do here today? I wanted to change or refactor some of the audio code. All the audio code is kind of in this file now. I want to create maybe a class for it. And the interface is going to be something very simple, like load a an audio file and then play. That's it for now. And then I can worry about getting the audio data in a function called back in the future, where we actually do like sound analysis. But yeah, what have I done since the last stream? So we started doing the window, I believe, refactor. So this one here, which I've now kind of finished, but it still needs to have some work done. I think most of the code, yeah, the sound is worse. I have to charge my headphones. Fuck. Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna swap the microphone then. I'll be right back. 1 second. Good old trusty microphone, wired microphone. And we can say goodbye to this one. Let me change it here. Right, we got that on. All we got to do in OBS is actually change the microphone. There you go. So let me know if it sounds any better. I don't know. I'm gonna put this microphone away. Something with the OpenShocks microphone and Linux, I guess. Just don't play well. Let me see what I sound like right now. OpenShocks microphone and Linux, I guess. Just don't play well. That is so much better, isn't it? That is so much better. Sorry about that, guys. I will figure out what's going on with my actual streaming microphone at some point. But right now, we're just going to revert back to the old wired microphone. Hello, Tupac. How's it going, dude? What's up? I am purple, yeah. I mean, I don't know what I've done differently, but the light is kind of stronger. So I guess I will be purple the whole stream. Maybe I can also change that. Give me a second. I am on this one here. Right. So surely it's going to be on brightness and contrast. Ooh. Okay, white balance temperature. That sounds fun, doesn't it? How does that change anything? Right, that's not doing anything. Maybe saturation. There you go. I mean, that's the best I'm going to do in this. Oh, exposure maybe. Nah, fuck that. This is what we're going to go with. I hope that's all right. Yeah, I could get a ring light as well. I do have a ring light, but I don't really want to have a white light on my face. Just it's horrible when you're coding because like I'm looking at the code, and then the white light is like directly flashing on my face, and it's not nice. Ideally, in an ideal world, if NVIDIA bothered to support NVIDIA Broadcast for Linux, I could just turn my lights on and you guys can see me completely. We can try that, I guess. Should we do that, but without the. That's probably even better for my eyes. But I lose the aesthetic now. Anyway, hello. Yeah, as I was saying, I really miss NVIDIA Broadcast since I've stopped using Windows. That's the software I miss the most because it just automatically gets rid of the background for you. So you can only see myself and none of my background. But this is good enough, I guess. Yeah, so last stream we started doing this refactoring for the window. So like we actually have a class that creates the window for the program. It does work at the moment. I think I was saying that most of this stuff is not actually supposed to be here. So like I'm supposed to let the user set the mouse callbacks and everything else. I will do that sometime in the future, I guess. But at the moment, everything's kind of fixed. So all of the events that you can kind of press on the keyboard and whatnot. Yeah, but right now it's just all fixed. Loved blue. Yeah, I might swap it to blue. I mean, we'll see how we're feeling. If the aesthetics is just better, then we'll go with that. But today we're going to actually be doing more refactoring, believe it or not. And I want to get the audio engine out of the main file, maybe just modularize it a little bit more. Because at the moment it's just still a little bit of a mess. So we went down from, I think it was like 1,000 lines and a bit from this file to 500. Which is good, but most of the code is still like audio engine related and it's just all fixed. There's no functionality in here. I do want to see if it all still builds because I think it should build. And if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. And we see the state of the program, right? So we can do a debugging and do audio visualizer. Hopefully the audio is not going to be really, really loud. I expect it to at least still play. There you go. So you guys can still hear that. That still works. I have lost my squares. I have no idea if it's a shader issue. I mean, we'll get to that when it comes to it, but this is the window it creates. So it still compiles and it still kind of works, right? But we're going to get that audio engine out now. I'm going to keep it all in the same directory still. We can do a CMake module later on. But yeah, I'm just going to call a start header file for it. Define. Oh, no, not twice. Just define it once. And if Okay. And yeah, it would be nice if we have like an audio player class, I guess, or something like that, right? And in the public interface, we could have something like, first of all, play. That would be nice. Which shouldn't really change any of this internal state, or should it? Should it change the internal state? I don't know. Maybe it will, right? So we can't really const that. But we would certainly return void in here. And maybe we still even pass a string for the audio file, right? So a string const audio file, something like that. And then in the future, right, once we've got this sorted, once we move the play code out, I do want to get like functions to actually return me a stud array of, I don't know what size it will be, whatever window size is, with the actual samples, right? So get current samples or current samples or something. That would be nice because we use this to analyze, to do the Fourier transform, right? So we kind of need this. Hey Matt, how are you doing? Love your streams. Oh, thank you, Dinosaurs. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you here, dude, but welcome to the stream. And yeah, if you guys haven't done it yet, please like it because it helps YouTube to kind of tell other people that I'm actually streaming. And yeah, let's chat away, dude. Yeah, you're very welcome to join the community today, man. And I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, I mean, first things first, we're gonna support this, right? So I'm not sure if I've explained it in the past. I must have, but we are basically using this. Let me see if I can find it here. We're using this library called Mini Audio, which is essentially just a header-only library for playing audio in multiple platforms. So it works on Windows, it works on Linux, which is good. And it's very similar to port audio, if you guys ever did that in the past. It's very similar in the way it works. So I do like it. It's very, very easy to compile for multiple platforms. The reason why I don't use something like port audio is because it works fine on Linux, but then I wasn't able to compile it for Windows for whatever reason. So I decided to go with this instead. And this is on Conan as well. I don't think port audio was, if I remember it well. So it wasn't something we could get, I think. There you go, yeah. Port audio was not on Conan. So yeah, that's why we decided to use this. Okay, so we're gonna move all of the mini audio code into this class essentially, and let's look at what main is doing. Ooh, main there. Let me also remove the size of this so you guys can see the code a little bit better. Hello, GTX. How's it going, dude? I was expecting you for some reason. You're always online. How's it going, man? Right, so every time we use mini audio, so every time we have MA something, it's referring to a type of MIDI audio. I want to find the code that I'm actually using to load things and seeing what I can. There you go. So I need to store these things for sure. Maybe not the result, but the device config and device. So these are structures that will the mini audio kind of uses to control your output device, right? So you can get mini audio to automatically detect everything, and that's kind of what we do with here, really. But yeah, I mean, we've got the device config and the device itself. We do set some of the configs if we go down to wherever we use it. You can see here. So we initialize the device with this device playback thing, which I believe refers to the file itself. So if I... Oh, okay. Yeah, device type. So it initializes that, automatically detects some of the stuff, and then we simply use the output format of the decoder, which is in user data. Where's user data? Audio data, yeah. Which is actually uninitialized in this case. Interesting. Please zoom in the code. Oh yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you for letting me know. I will zoom in this much. Is that enough? Or do you want more? Maybe that much. Maybe that much is better, right? I have to dissect my bachelor's project for error. Oh yeah, Git bisections. When you don't know when you've introduced an error. I love that. I also missed the message. I'm crying inside because I have to finish up a big project that's worth 25% of my grade until Thursday. Your grade? So you having to do projects for your work? That's interesting. Playback. Okay, yeah. The decoder gets passed in here and it gets initialized. Okay, so all the information about the audio device is essentially stored in the decoder, like the output format, number of channels you've got, and sample rate. Given you passed in a file to kind of play, right? So a wave file, for example. So, long story short, we just have to move these two things in here somewhere. I'm going to probably store it as a not raw pointer, a public. Yeah, let's do private in here. Oops. As unique pointers, right? Yeah. No, dude. What the hell is that? Yeah. Do I want to expose these or do I want to just forward declare these things? I think I'm going to forward declare these things, really. So first of all, I think these are structs. MA device config. That's not what I meant to do. That is correct. Did you try any AI assistants already? If yes, which one is your opinion? I kind of only use AI assistants, well, when I'm doing something I don't know in JavaScript, to be honest with you. I've not tried like proper assistants where you just tell it to do something and it will like iterate over the code. I just use like Claude really to get my AI generation. And yeah, man, but I'm very bad at it. I just use it to create kind of like boilerplate code where it's just something that you have to create once and never write again, right? So if you want to create a window on OpenGL, for example, I will probably get AI to do that for me, right? Instead of just writing it myself from scratch. But although I still want to learn that thing from scratch. But I don't really use AI to code too much, if I'm honest with you. I'm still old school. I still prefer like learning things and reading documentations when possible. I still learn better that way. Yeah, so we've got device we have to start the device here, which is probably something we're gonna get when we're gonna create these objects when we construct the audio player, right? I guess. Is it no accept? No, it's no return. Or is it no accept? I don't know. No. I'm thinking of no discard, and I don't really want that here. But yeah, I mean, which means we have to create a file. But Anton, are you using Assistance, man? Sounds like you are enjoying it. If you are, let me know what you're using so we can try it on the stream one day. It's a little bit difficult for me to kind of integrate Assistance into this now because I'm not using VS Code or any editor at the moment. It's just LazyVim. So unless they have like a plugin written for LazyVim, which I don't think many do, at least I haven't heard of any, then yeah, I can only try on the web UI. Is there a reason you switch between camel case and snake case? Yes, there is. I think this code was initially done in camel case. Now I'm trying to move things to snake case. So, but generally though, I do class names and names of types in camel case and then lower snake case for like variables and inputs and stuff. So literally this should be device config now or something, right? And then this should just be device. This is what I really like to do. This is the my preferred way of doing things. So audio.cpp, we're going to include audio, if I can spell include, audio.hpp, namespace, and then we have that. And which reminds me, I forgot to actually switch ch, I think it is. I forgot to namespace all this stuff. Okay. Great. Now we can actually do audio player. Audio player. This is where we would include like mini audio, I think. RH. And reminds me that we also have to add this to CMake lists. Gosh, what is this output for the warnings in CMake? I do not like whatever this extension is doing. Can I uninstall it? Lazy extras. Yeah, let's just uninstall this real quick. Okay. Now if I open CMake list again, okay, great. That was really annoying, wasn't it? Oh no, it's still there. It is still here. Is it Mason then? Sorry. Yeah, I tried paid cursor. It works good most of the time, but sometimes it stucks. It stucks fixing a simple issue. It tries multiple times and fails. Yeah, I mean it's just a problem with any AI, right? Even online, like if you ask something to do, like Claude to do something, and then it doesn't get it right the first time, and you explain it the second time, it also doesn't get it right. It hardly ever will get it right, dude. To be honest. CMake lint, CMake lang. Let's uninstall. Is this CMake? How do I uninstall this again? Oh yeah, there. I want to uninstall. You to update. How do I get the help here? Uninstall CMake lang. It was something like I or U or remove CMake lang X C. Oh gosh, I don't remember how to. What is it? Lazy Vim Mason help. I can't remember which key it is, and I'm not getting the help for some reason. X to remove. Thank you. I did try X though. So I tried X to remove. There you go. Yeah, so X doesn't work. It's something else. I just can't remember what it is. Semicolon Mason uninstall name. Semicolon Mason uninstall name. Let's try that. Semicolon. Oh, sorry. Mason. No argument required. Okay. Okay, CMake lang is gone. Thank you very much. But there is a way to do it on the UI as well. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, it's G plus. There you go. That's what I was looking for. It is G and question mark. And to uninstall a package is Shift X. Okay, that makes more sense. So let's start it again. Let's open CMake lists. And the lang is gone, right? But let's see if we can do it. If we can install and uninstall with the UI only. So CMake lang, install it with I for sure. We have installed it. Are we going to get it reloaded? Probably not. And we have to actually restart LazyVim, don't we? And then if we do CMake lists, we should have it installed now. Oh, there you go. And then if we go into Mason again and do Shift X, CMake lang, it removes it. Okay, thank you. That was sorry for not being so active. I have to focus on this project. There's no worries, GTX dude. You focus on your stuff, dude. You know how I feel about it, right? When it comes between in between my stream and you doing well in life, make sure you focus on yourself, not me. Yeah, okay, fine. So we can use Mason again. I even forgot what I was doing. Yeah, I was adding the file audio to this, right? So we have audio here, .cpp. I think it's now time for us to actually move these to, or in fact, we can do target sources, right? And then we do wavy tune and private. And copy all this shit here. Paste it here. And remove it there. Okay. Great. CMake build. Oh, I do need CMake lang. I do need CMake lang because I want to use CMake build from the... Yeah, this is kind of shit, isn't it? Don't forget to like and subscribe, yeah. Thank you very much, dude. You are doing the God's work here, GTX. Yeah, the reason why I need CMake lang is I need to use the CMake build commands and the set preset stuff. But at the same time, I don't want to have it on because it gives me a bunch of warnings which I don't want to see. And I'm pretty sure I can configure that off, but I don't want to learn how to configure that off right now. So let's go back and actually install it. CMake, why? Is it Mason? Update. Does it automatically do it? Mason restart? Is there a way? Nope. Yeah, we just got it. We just got to do this. Okay, with that, CMake build. Huh. What have we done here? Have I uninstalled the lazy extra one? Right, yeah, never mind. I need to uninstall the CMake lang from Mason, but leave the CMake lang from NeoVim, I guess. Right, that makes more sense. Jeez, I'm just so confused at the moment, guys. I'm sorry. So, install it. Save changes to that. Why not? Okay. And then once again, Mason, CMake lang off, restart it, and we should be in a good state now. I do have a question about CBP though. When working with stud function, you put it in a declaration as a parameter. Wait, let me think about this. When working with stud function, should you put in the declaration as a parameter's type, or should you instead use a template and do a static assert in the body? I don't know what you mean, GTX, by that, to be honest. So if you want to give me an example on Discord, I will go through it on the stream here. But I always put the types in a stud function, like declaration, because it, you have to, right? Obviously, you don't put like names of parameters that a function takes, but you have to specify it in there. I mean, yes, you could do like a using my function type equals a function decal type or something like that, and then pass that to the stud function. That's also possible, but I don't know if that's what you mean though. I don't know. I'll open this card here and wait for a message if you do want to expand on that, dude. All of that work, do I now have CMake? Yeah, we do. We have CMake build, right? Great, that's better. So mic wavy tune links to mic. Okay, that is not intended. That's what it should have been. Okay, great. And now we have audio player in the build tree somewhere, which means we should actually get IntelliSense on it. So audio player is a constructor rather than a type name in this context. Audio player. Okay, this is what we want. And then we also want audio player play here. I'm not sure if it's constant. It's not. In fact, I do need this string for the file name. And this is where the code will go to actually create a device. I got a message. Let's see. I'm going to bring it up here so we can all see it a little bit better. And I hope I don't leak anything while I do now. So you've got filter data, You've got a data set for your data and a function that returns a Boolean and takes data point reference, a constant reference criterion, or template criterion. Oh, right, I see. I mean, dude, it just depends, right? I mean, if you want to reuse this filter function, which it kind of sounds like you do want to, then this is way more flexible for sure, right? This is the same code. If you pass the same function to either of these definitions, you get hopefully the same output in the compiled version of the program. But if you just want to make it clear what that criterion function should look like, then this, right? I would tend to say you probably, let me think. Yeah, you probably want this one in this case, just because your filter function is always going to have to return a Boolean, right? Because you filter based on whether the function will return true or false. Like, do you ever want anything other than this? That's my question. I mean, you could for the data point, I guess, right? The data point could be anything. But yeah. And your static assert is invocable. I mean, which should be, yeah, should be good. That's actually quite good, the solution here. I like the static assert, because then if you're trying to develop and then you pass something other than a function that doesn't return Boolean with a criteria, wait, let's see. I don't know how its invocable works, but I'm guessing it checks that a function does return that Boolean. And I don't know what the criterion on the other point is. I guess that's the input to the function. Yeah, returns Boolean, the function itself, and then a data point. Right, cool. But yeah, I mean, I like this because it should probably tell the user, right, straight away if something doesn't work, so you don't have to wait for compile to give you like a bunch of, for the compilation to give you a bunch of errors. Right, sorry, I missed messages. My instance, I am passing always function double, since it is a function which gets the derivative of the function. All right, so you're relying on double converting to Boolean for the return type. I mean, yeah, I mean, for a generic filter function, I would say this one is probably better. This one is fine if you just want to like always fix this type for the function here. But I mean, both work, right? Both should compile, I think. So it's whatever you want to do. If you want to have a filter function where you can pass all the types of functions into it, then go for it. No. Then I don't understand. Oh. This was just an example for some SonarQube. Oh, right. Okay, so SonarQube is telling you, don't do this, do this. Okay, but why? What's the reason behind it? Did they not have like a reason? Because to me, they both seem fine, to be honest with you. My function is this. Okay, let me try and see this. So you pass in a function. Place double precision. Okay, so you're removing like a very small amount of the x you pass in, adding that later. I'm sure I don't have to understand this. Oh, right, so you're getting the derivative. That makes sense. You're getting the a very rough prediction of derivative of a function. Cool. That's precision. Cool. So how? Sorry, I don't understand. I don't see a problem with this SonarQube, but SonarQube does. Yeah, I don't see a problem either, to be honest with you. Yeah, just I guess what you can do is like you can template it and then just put it here if you want to pass it if you want to pass on a cube. But at the same time, do you really care that much about this particular problem? This should be fine, right? This should be okay. SonarCube is just talking shit in this case. But yeah, I like your implementation of it. It's a very nice way to get the derivative, assuming that you have like a very small amount added to both, uh, to the x value, right? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, dude, I don't see a problem. That's my go here. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, we want to put some code here to actually generate the audio device stuff for us. So we want to get basically something like that. Wait, what do we actually do with results? Do we ever device config? Do we ever destruct these objects? Or do we just let them leak? What about the device itself? Yeah, we never do anything to it. Interesting. We do, okay, so we have to uninit this. I just wanted to see if we have to uninit or do anything in particular. And we do, so it makes me think that these unique pointers should actually be a custom unique pointer, right? So by that, I mean, we should probably use this version of the unique pointer, so the structure here, right? Something like that. Yeah, we can probably also put it here. So do a using device config pointer equal, that's the unique pointer, and we're going to do ma device config. And the destructor is literally going to be a function that will return void and take in a ma device config. I mean, talking of templates, we could possibly do something like that as well in here. Because we're going to need 2 pointers that have the same thing, right? So we have type and yeah, and here we can do custom pointer of template type name. Obviously, I forgot that. Custom pointer of ma device config, and we do the same for the other one. So device pointer here, something like that. That should do. And then this is obviously a device config pointer, device pointer here. What's the problem? Data member instantiated with function type void. What is the issue, my dude? What is the issue here? Wait, is this the right declaration for the custom pointer? Let's check it out. The custom deleter. std unique pointer. Oh, here we go. Back to Sonar to TPP reference again. The love I have for this website is incredible. So right, we want this one here. So default deleter. I don't want to read the whole thing. Deleter must be a function object. A valid function callable from this pointer. std remove. Wait. Close file. custom deleted ammo. Right, so they've got an example here. So this one takes, this one takes a file and then decal type of close file. Oh yeah, I guess. Do I need to actually use the decal type in this case? Decal type of custom deleter f with T in there. There's no way this works, right? Expected. So we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. What is missing here? What am I missing in this case? Why does C++ not like this? Custom deleter. Why can't I just pass in a custom deleter to it? I don't understand. I mean, the reason why they're using decal type is because close file is actually a function definition, which is up here somewhere, right? But the type of it should be void and then std file there. I've used this before. I've used this before somewhere. In window, actually. So what did I do here? Oh, I used a function instead. Okay, so I can't just use the actual kind of raw type of a function. I guess we can do that for now. I also don't like this. Okay. See, is that better? Is that gonna like it a little bit more? Yeah, that prefers it. Interesting. Ampersand. Well, I didn't have an ampersand because you see that type was just a type and not a function. I didn't have an object to get the pointer of, if it makes sense. This is just an example. Yeah, I've not missed anything else. Okay. So how bad of a delay do you guys am I having right now? Because in the last stream, I think I had something like 15 seconds of delay. Hopefully now is a little bit better. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So we've got that custom pointer there. Okay, we can go back in here and then we can also do, what can we do now? Now we can do device config equal std unique pointer. Let's hope that we have the object right here now. So let's go back to main. Ma device config. And the function itself that we call to delete this should also be in main somewhere, right? So this one here, device uninit and the coder uninit, right? So device uninit. What does that take? Can we transfer this? Okay, so we can just pass in this function automatically to it, which is great. Because it should convert to a stud function that returns void and takes in the pointer ma device, right? So we want to do that. Where am I? Yeah, here. Let's start with the device only, actually. A new ma device and ma device uninit. Uninit, yeah. Okay, does that work? Undeclared identify ma device uninit. What? But that's what it's called down here, right? uninit. Okay, yeah. My bad. ma device uninit. That should be better. No variable constructor or deductions guide for argument as to the unique pointer. Interesting. What if we do just the device pointer here? Okay, that works. Now it's 15 to 17 seconds. When you post a message in Discord, it appears after approximately 17 seconds in stream chat. 33 seconds for YouTube. Jesus Christ, that is a lot. Sorry about that. I have no idea how to actually change that because I'm getting such a delay and I can't configure it anywhere. Really annoying. So reduce delay YouTube stream. Let's see if there's anything I can do. Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm supposed to have like these options for normal, low, and very low. I guarantee you I don't have any of these options, unfortunately. Or do I? And it's not something I'll be able to do while in the stream anyway, right? Let's see. Just bear with me for a second. Maybe, yeah, no. Stream latency. Oh, it was there. Wait. Maybe if I pause it, can I pause the stream? No, I can either end it. I can't just do a pause, unfortunately. Next time, I'm going to put it on ultra low latency for you guys. And I'm really sorry. But I can see it now. Speed up video by 2. After a while, you can get up to 6 seconds. Oh, wow. Dude, that's very nice. But yeah, I can see that it's on normal latency, which means, what do we have here? Yeah, it should be like 20 seconds of delay, apparently. It's not usual to have normal settings. YouTube has in its stream control panel free latency is normal, very low. It's not unusual to have 20 to 30-second delays. Yeah, kind of really annoying, unfortunately. Don't bother yourself, man. We can just go with it. No worries, dude. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. But it does annoy me as well because like sometimes I'm trying to kind of have a conversation with you guys on the stream and then I have to wait. I also have to wait like a minute basically, right? Double the amount, which isn't ideal. And we have Discord messages as well. I think these tend to be a little bit quicker, hopefully. Right. I mean, those look fine. 1920 by 1080. I like it. I wish I could do 4K streaming, by the way, but I don't think we have the facilities for that at the moment. Right, going back in here. I don't actually think I need to, I mean, I still need to carry the pointer for the config, but I don't think I have to destruct it anyway. And also let's move that over there. And then in here we can do device config, which is in the right order now. And then we can also do device config pointer, blah, blah, blah. New ma device config. Do we have a destructor for that? ma device config. I don't think we have a destructor for this. Result on init, context on init, device on init. Okay, so device init ext, ma device init, ma device config. There is no uninit for it. Okay, so we don't actually seem to need to do it. So we can leave that one aside. Fuck, my throat's so dry. Proof in Discord. Thank you, dude. I just read that now. Right. Yeah, so this doesn't need to be... I guess we can just have a void. I still want to have a default, a custom deleter here, because I don't want to call delete on the pointer itself, just in case it fucks things up. So I will probably just add a void function, right? Yeah, just a lambda that does nothing basically. Where is that? CPP. So something like, can I do this? And ma device config. I'm pretty sure I can omit this as well, right? It does. We do expect the body. Can I omit this? No. Can I omit that? No, yeah. Okay, now we format everything, and that's basically our constructor. I don't think we need anything else for now. But when we load the file, obviously we're going to need a bunch more stuff, right? So at this point here, we kind of expect, and hopefully Microsoft is going to be, yeah, there you go, GSL assert. Okay. We kind of expect to have a valid device config. And we kind of expect to have a device config valid as well. Just so we can throw some errors if we don't ever manage that. Or if these functions didn't actually create anything, we kind of catch the error straight away in here with an assert. Yeah, now we bring some more code in. We've got device config here. This is kind of what we have to call. And if I go back to where I was earlier, this is essentially the code that we need. Ma device config, and then instead of that, we obviously have the file path in here. Did we not save that? No, I didn't. Okay, great. So I can have a stud string with the current file or something like that. That was the last one to be started, so it will be here, I guess. Just put it empty for now. Initialize a list. Wait, initialize a current file does not name a non-static, does it not? Current file. Okay. Now we should do. Oh no, I hate this. Why did the formatter put it up there? Just keep it up here, dude. I think I'm gonna have to change this. I'm gonna have to change this on the Clang format. Because this is not nicer than this, is it? Automatic formatting puts the current file in there. I kind of just want to have a new line for each property. Yeah. That's bothering me, so let's go and change that. Right, back to Clang format. Oh, I don't even know. What did I just open it? Who's Geo? Clang format. And then we have initializer argument or something. Constructor initializer. There you go. This is what we're looking for. Break constructor initializers. Before colon, before comma. Sorry for interrupting. What is this expect things? This is from Microsoft GSL. So it's, if you know the guideline support, the guideline, C++ guidelines, I think it is, the core guidelines. This page has a bunch of like advices on how you should do certain parts of your C++ program. One of them is using expect and preconditions and postconditions properly instead of just using the C asserts. And the Microsoft GSL library implements the core guidelines, so it provides a bunch of functions that aren't, or that didn't used to be available in the standard library. So expect and post conditions are some of those, right? I don't think we have those still in the standard library, but it used to have things like std spam or GSL spam as well before the std spam became a thing and that kind of shit. So it's just like a supplementary library for you to use on your C++. In this particular type, though, in this particular code, this is literally just an assert that you can configure what happens when you compile the code in release versus debug and what it should do, if it should like throw, and but it gives you like really nice errors, and it's part of this library here, GSL assert, which you can find on Conan, I think. If we go up to Conan IO, obviously you don't have to use Conan, but it's probably the easiest way to kind of try this library out. So if you look at GSL, Guideline Support Library, we should have MSGSL here. That's the one I'm using. And it was what provides those functions. There's a bunch of more stuff apart from just the asserts. But yeah, I would recommend checking it out if you like having like asserts in your program that will catch bugs before you run with them, essentially. So user of undeclared identifier file path. Yeah. Current file is what we want here. We haven't actually figured out, I just realized, what we want here. So the break constructor initializers. This break constructor initializes style to use. So what is the default here? Break before colon, break after colon. I think I want break constructor initializer after the colon and commas. I think I want that one here. Oh, sorry, this one. In configuration, right? But it's whether or not we kind of actually where's my Clang format? There. What is the rule called? Rule is called break constructor initializers. Break constructor. I want this one here. Okay, so what does it look like if we actually format this now? So see, oh, it still puts it up there. This is annoying. I want to always break it, essentially. Qual package manager você tem usado mais para seus projetos? Hey, Michael, beleza? I'm going to answer this in Portuguese, in English, dude, because there's other people watching, but I use Conan. I use Conan quite a lot. It's just the one that I like the most. Eu uso Conan, velho. Conan é o que eu mais tenho, como chama? A pegada, né? Tipo, conheço mais. I like when we get like random Brazilian people that just know I speak Portuguese. I don't know how, dude. Maybe it's the name. Yeah, so I want to always break this shit. I don't want it to just kind of... Yeah. Oh. Well, what is going on? What is going on with the screen here? Let's see if we can always break it. Break constructor. Constructor. Initialize. Oh, there you go. This option is now create a current, see current line, pack constructor initializers. All right, this is kind of what we want then. Okay, pack constructor initializers, never, bin pack current line. Put all constructor initializers on the current line if they fit. Otherwise, put each one. This is not what we want. Next line. Ban Portuguese speakers in chat. Brazil mentioned, my man. Nah, eu amo vocês, cara. Eu amo os brasileiros. I love the Brazilian people. They support me. But yeah, I know it's quite upsetting sometimes, but it's when there's like 10 people watching in English and one person asks in Portuguese, I tend to reply in English just because it's, everyone can kind of understand what we're talking about, which I don't think I explained. He was asking me whether or not which package manager I use mostly, whether it's Conan or VC package, and it's Conan for most of the time, really. I just have a better understanding of Conan, and I just think it gives me more control than VC package does, to be honest. Maybe that's because I understand it more and I'm very biased and I know how the caching works in Conan and everything else and how it calculates hashes and stuff for each package. But yeah. Isso aí, Michael, fala pra ele. Next line only. Okay, this is what we want then. Next line only. And the one we want is pack constructor initializers, right? So pack constructor initializers, pack constructor, not baby pack. We want this next line only. Now, if we go back to audio CPP and we do something like format, there we go. Praise the Lord. That was a nice little side quest, wasn't it? Like 5 minutes just to figure out how to get the code to look nicely. Great stream, super interesting. Thank you, Matt. Unfortunately, I have to go. Hopefully, it'll be available as a record. It will be, dude. Have a great day. Thank you very much, Dinosauce, for joining the stream, dude. And yeah, man, I loved having you around because you were kind of helping me a little bit sometimes on Mason. So thank you, dude. And yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Dinosauce, bye bye. Have a great time. If you haven't done it yet, for the people who are watching now, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And join the Discord as well, so we can chat shit. The more people we have on Discord, the better, because then I don't get GTX sending me questionable memes on a Sunday morning, or Friday evening, in fact, of Gustavo Fring from Los Polis Hermanos. Fun fact, that's actually that's not my Steam ID or my Counter-Strike name thing. It's one of the characters from Breaking Bad, because I just love that series so much. Yeah, so that looks fine. Now we gotta do the results. So it's MA results. I don't know what a good default value this is. Is there a success or some shit? MA success. MA success is 0, right? Yeah, so we can do that. Start with success, and I got current file, user data decoder. Right, the decoder is something that I'm going to actually have to bring over. So this is the decoder information for the current audio file being played, I believe, which we do have to uninit as well. What is in user data? Because most likely we have to bring, yeah, that's something I wrote myself. Okay, right, yeah, this is the user data that goes inside the audio callbacks. So decoder is one of them. You can also have anything else, like a read write, what do you call it? A queue, a circular queue, which is what I do to get the audio information out. Interesting. You only have to believe it, Matt. I missed out. Right, so let's bring that audio data to here as well. Now, these will have to be pointed somewhere, I believe, right? The decoder is definitely something that I need to have custom deleter for. The buffer, I think I do as well, with buffer on in it at the very top somewhere. There you go, yeah. So both of these things need to be needs to have a custom deleter for both of them, right? So basically, I'm going to do the same thing here using decoder pointer, custom pointer, where we have MA decoder in there. And if I can spell using correctly, circular buffers are interesting. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're very useful in audio programming, right? Because you need, in audio programming, you can't really use mutexes or anything. So whenever you go into an audio callback where you're getting data from what's playing in your computer, you can't have anything that will take a long time, including mutexes or anything that may lock and take an indefinite amount of time. So we use these structures called, I'm not sure if you've heard of it, GTX before. They're called lock-free structures, right? Where you don't actually have any locks. Everything, all the operations are what we call atomic. And basically it's just a way of not blocking code, non-blocking code. And you can implement, I think it's called single consumer, single producer queues, which are essentially circular buffers that are lock-free. And it's used quite a lot in audio programming, I think, from what I remember anyway, from watching a bunch of YouTube documentaries or YouTube talks on audio programming. I'll recommend checking it out if you have the time, GTX. So right, so we've got the buffer, the circular buffer, the buffer pointer. Audio buffer, no, what do I call it? PCM. In fact, if I go in here and then search for the buffer and take me to the place where you belong. Ring buffer, that's the one. A ring buffer, that's what I was trying to say. I use one for spotting frame generation, time taken. When I have to display an IM GUI, I had to make 2 copy calls. Yeah, that's a lot better than locking stuff, right? So we have ring buffers, which means we will probably call this ring buffer pointer, custom pointer, MAPCM, or read buffer, read write buffer. And obviously we have to declare these 2 types. I'm going to put them as the first thing. So we have audio data. I'm going to call this user data. Just to indicate that that's what we actually pass into the callbacks. Okay, and we no longer need any of this shit in here and in here as well. But that single producer and single consumer and producer queue is interesting. I need to lock my other thread, which was producing simulation states. But it looks like I need to re-engineer code in a good direction. Yeah, you need to make it atomic. I mean, it's fine if you want to lock the thread that is producing the simulation. What has to be lock free is you injecting that data into the queue. That has to be lock free. So the queue itself has to be, sorry, the ring buffer itself has to be lock free. In audio programming anyway, like chances are you can just lock whatever you're doing. MA decoder, yeah, that's correct. That's because we have this should be a decoder pointer. And this should be a ring buffer pointer. And then we have audio user data. Type audio user data. Do you mean audio? Ooh, did I just? There you go. Yeah, interestingly, we've added that onto this, which means we have to actually add it here, right? So we have user data. And if I remember it correctly, it should take a decoder and the ring buffer, right? Yeah, so we can create, now this is the interesting thing, because we only get a decoder information once we have a file in, which is later on. And we only get a ring buffer later on. Oh no, we can create a ring buffer right here, I guess, right? It's not a problem. Not sure how I did that since it was 3 months ago. I had two threads, one to visualize, one to simulate. And I had to lock the queue when the simulation thread started to work on the next step because I needed to preserve the whole game, the whole queue, sorry. Not sure I did that since it was 3 months ago, but there was a reason why I had to lock the queue for the entire duration of the calculation, which was not really optimal. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why. Maybe you're checking consecutive values many, many times, right? So you don't want to change, you don't want those to change until the whole thing is done. I don't know. There's got to be a lot of reasons, but yeah. You could have likewise copied the current state of the queue into your local scope and then released the lock for the actual data until you finish that calculation, right? Or something like that. Right. Device, what is it called? I have the memory of a goldfish, my man. Not gonna lie. So decoder is the one I want, right? So how did I create a decoder? So yeah, so I'm pretty sure the decoder is acquired from, yeah, this function here, the decoder. Okay, which we can just create. Okay, no, yeah, we can create an empty one and then replace it later on, right? Right? Is that correct? Is that correct? So we pass the pointer to the decoder. And that modifies the string. Okay, yeah, I see what this is doing. So you create a decoder as a default value, and then you pass the decoder into the MA decoder init file thing, which reads the file and then gets the decoder configs for the audio, and that will modify the values that are defaulted. Okay, so fine. So we can, in fact, create it up here. We don't actually need to create it after we've got the file. So we could do something like decoder equals something and wait, there are messages, which is not really optimal. I need to correct that code at some point because it barely works. Dude, I mean, every code that I've ever written barely works, to be honest with you. It's held up with a careful use of locks and unlocks. I mean, yeah, those are definitely the worst type of code. When you have threading everywhere and you don't know what you've done, and removing one of the threads somewhere is going to cause the whole program to just not work anymore. It's painful to figure out, for sure. Yeah, this is interesting. Can I use initializer, well, named initializer fields in initializer lists? We're going to try it now. The decoder is going to be a decoder device, decoder pointer. Taken, what is it taken? MA, new MA. Let me see. MA device, or MA decoder. Yeah. And this is just a lambda. That will take the decoder, MA decoder pointer and remove it, which is MA decoder uninit. That's the one. Pointer. Okay. This kind of looks a little bit too big, doesn't it? Why do I not get IntelliSense for this? Okay, yeah, because it doesn't actually work. So we do actually have to pass in like this. Or not. What? I have one too many there. So decoder takes the second one. What the fuck? Where's my syntax error? I like to have 10 to-dos in a single file. I have them a lot as well in my code. Right. the next person who spots the syntax error here gets a prize. And the prize is probably just appreciation for me. But what is going on here? So I'm trying to pass in a decoder pointer and then also a, what is it called? It is a ring buffer pointer, which would be a new MA PCM RB, I think it is. And a delete function. Okay, now it fucking works. No, it doesn't. Delete function is going to be MA PCM RB uninit, which is simply the pointer, which I haven't actually added here, right? I can probably just kind of do the same here instead of passing the whole thing. Just pass in auto. When I was defending my thesis, they asked me why I had so many to do everywhere. I had to be very careful on how to answer that. No, you don't. You don't really. I mean, they can't expect you to address every single little thing that you've added to your code, right? You can. I mean, the answer to that is I only had what 2 years or something to do my thesis, and obviously you're gonna let some code go through that is just shit, right? And you can address later. So that's how I would answer that, dude. We have Discord messages, I think. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If people are doing that kind of stuff on their work, right, on the workplace, where they've been working for this every day for 5 years, you know, what can you do in 2 years of thesis programming? Not much, right? I said I would work on that. Work on that in my free time, which is kind of true. Yeah, I mean, you're doing better than most people that just never look at the thesis again, right? I certainly didn't. I mean, I finished my thesis and that was it, dude. I was not looking at it again. What the hell? I guess we can put all these into a nice function, right? Just so we can. I'm clearly not spotting the. So we have WT user order data, get default user data. And we're going to return WT order user data, which is the ring buffer. Wait, what did it call it? Decoder ring buffer, which is a decoder WT decoder pointer. And then we also have a buffer, which is a WT ring buffer pointer, and oh, I know exactly what it is. I didn't have a return type. I'm an idiot. That would have worked, right? Or it would have a little bit better. But either way, I still think that this is better. Initialize non-aggregate types with designated initialize list. No type named audio user data namespace. Did you audio user data? What? I swear I changed it. What the hell? Audio user data. Audio user data. Okay, yeah. There was a minor typo in there. What not? And in here, all we should do is MA decoder uninit, and then we have the pointer. And basically the same thing here. So new MA PCM. Is it RB PCM RB, or I can't remember which type exactly I've got PCM RB init, which is that MA PCM RB, right? Yeah, APCM RB. Allocation of incomplete type, MA PCM. Oh, what? How is that so? PCM RB, MA PCM RB. Ah, it's because an extern C. Okay, yeah. I probably forgot to extern C that shit. Included the type redefinition with different types, right? Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Since I'm doing it right now, yeah, okay, I missed that. Here's the thing. So we've forward declared these types here as structs, C++ structs, right? But I think they should be extern C structs. And now this should work. Or maybe not. So it's redefining MAPCMRB. What does that type look like? It's a type def struct. It's a type def struct. Right. Yeah, this is definitely this is the C way of doing structs, right? So you do a you type def a struct definition to a variable. But how do I type def this? Sorry, how do I forward declare that? So basically we want to, I forgot now, forward declare C struct. That's what we want to do. In C++. Unless you can definitely do it, right? With extern. I'm just not doing it properly, I guess. At this point, I'm just going to get AI to tell me straight away how to include a C file in the following struct definition and forward declare that type in a C++ header. There you go. You need external C linkage, which is what I've done, yeah. Okay, we just got to do the whole thing, I guess. Oh, right, yeah, we have to actually define a struct called MAPCMRB and then type def this whole thing to okay, this is what we're missing. This is what we're missing. Which is, to be fair, something I wasn't unaware of. I just kind of forget with time, right? And we do the same for all of them, I guess. Type def. It still says we've got a redefinition, which is kind of shit, to be honest. I don't know what's going on here. Why? Why have we got that? Let's just try and build it and see if if the compiler gives us anything nicer, which is very unlikely to happen, but No, previous definition here. Type def struct, which is exactly what we have, right? External C linkage. And then we've got type def struct. Oh gosh, where is the Claude that we had? How have we done exactly what I said? Yeah, so we don't need this because we are definitely in C++, so we just have extern C. Sorry, yeah, this one. Extern C that, type def struct, close the extern C, and we've got the class. So why won't this work? Why won't this work? MAPCA. Why won't that work? Extern C as well. Struct MAPCMRB versus struct MAPCMRB. Can I copy this? Oh, how do I get the suggestion in the line? Fill diagnostic messages on hover. Lead a CD to bound diagnostics. Okay, yeah. I do remember something like that. So C and then line diagnostics. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Maybe if we paste that into into here, this will help. I still get the following error after using the type def with extern C. Okay, I see. For creating conflicting one. Just declare if it exists. Don't type def. But that's what we had. That's exactly what we had. Let's try that again. And that is true. I think Miniaudio does have these type definitions, which kind of messes up with our type def for declarations in here. Do we still get that? So this is where it's first declared, which is a type def struct. And this is where we say exists. Oh, Lord. Let me try and be more specific to Claude now, because I'm still lost. I don't know what to do in this case. Taking inside. Since your C code already does type def, you only need to forward declare tag itself. The type definition from XT will be visible once you include it. So you can use that. The mini audio, H header as definition. My header file as the for declaration. Where are we at? So audio, C++. This is what we want. What is wrong with the type? New in the channel, what's happening around here? Hey, LD. So I'm just refactoring some audio visualizer C++ code, but I got very stuck on trying to forward declare a type in C++ here from C code, which is, yeah, I mean, it should be easier, something I know, but I've been just not programming for not doing C++ for a long time. But yeah, welcome to the stream, dude. And if you've got any questions, yeah, feel free to ask on the chat. The problem is that your C header uses an anonymous struct, no tag name, with a type def. It does. This means there is no struct, only the type def name exists. Solution: forward declare it as a type def to an incomplete type. Ah, that looks like a better solution. Okay, should we try that? Let's try that once again. Well, not once again, but so we've got that, and then we do type def MA decoder, MA decoder, something like this, right? And then we do the same for all of the other ones. So in here, we're going to go MA decoder, change it to MA device. And here we change from MA decoder to MA. Wait, did I? Okay, no, I didn't. Oh, Lord. What are you converting? An audio library? Kuni of himself. Thank you, dude. It's Omarchy. It's the default in Omarchy, really. Didn't change much. No, we're writing an audio visualizer. So this is part of the audio engine code that I'm moving around from the main file because it's all in one fuck all file here, basically. But it just plays an audio file at the moment. I'm using this library called mini audio. So we're not porting a library or anything. We're using it. This is the library we are using. And it's just something that compiles for Windows, Linux, and all of the other platforms, which is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it reads an audio file and it supposedly analyzes well, it doesn't really do that right now because there's a bug, but it analyzes the audio data into a Fourier transform, and then it should show the bars on the screen, which is just an audio visualizer, right? But that is it. But right now we're just basically moving code around, so the file looks a little bit better. Okay. Does that feel happier now? It still doesn't. Yeah, it still doesn't. Why can't I just forward declare it? Redefinition with different types. Struct MA versus that. Did I do it correctly? Oh, I see. Basically, you try to do something similar to Musicalizer from Sodin Daily. Okay, yeah, I guess I've not seen that guy. I know of him, but I guess, yeah, I mean, it's just an audio visualizer, right? It's they've been around for a long time. And it's all the same. It's just you analyze some audio and then you show it on the screen, the Fourier transform of it. Fuck, what is going on here? So, struct, there, and there. That didn't quite work, so AI is kind of giving me shit. However, this creates a type mismatch since the real definition is different. Yeah, it does. And it gives me a compiler error as well. A better solution to use an opaque type def. Struct opaque. Just tell the compiler it exists. That is what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. Well, that's what I did before. And if you still get errors, the safest approach is just to include the header. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I want to forward declare. I didn't want to leak the header into it. Hello, Mostlight. How's it going, dude? Good to see you here, man. Second week. Right, so if we comment this out and then comment that out as well. This is really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Same as for you, Matt. How are you? I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. This is the second week back on stream now, so maybe this week I'll be able to actually record some educational videos again if I get the motivation to do it. But I'm trying to follow a routine now, so it's just life is a bit tiring now, isn't it? Dude, I'm nearly hitting my 30s and I'm already like tired all the time. Do you have a GitHub? I do, dude. If you go on my page, this is my page here, and you should be able to see this project in here somewhere, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure the link is on the description of the video, but this is the project, and it's something that I initially started, as you can see here, 4 years ago, and I got like nowhere. Then I paused it, and then I started it 6 months ago, and then I gave up on streaming, and then I'm starting again. So I'm dedicating myself to actually finishing this at some point. I don't know how long it will be because I'm still learning a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it is there. I think this is the right, yeah, it's on the description, so. Yeah, any C++ gods in this chat. So if you know how to forward declare a C type in C++, let me know, because I am having a really, really hard time here. Forward declare C struct in C++ header. Really frustrating. It's insanely frustrating what I'm trying to do. Generally, there is no need to. The problem is that such forward struct cannot be used in other structures other than as declaring a pointer to the structure. This is because for a structure to be identified, the elements must be all known so that it feels a structure. Yeah, we know that. Okay. You can do it though. So we've got struct there and then a pointer to where. I have $1 million question. I saw an MMORPG game code which had UI codes in Python for events and stuff. Do you think it's possible to use HTML, CSS, and JS to handle UI stuff? Yeah, of course it is, dude. Look how many like UI games, web games we've got online. Definitely possible, and yeah, probably quite fun as well. Also handle game engines with C++. Ah, right, I see. So you want to handle the game engine, but like use Python on the front, HTML and CSS on the front end. Dude, you can probably like compile C++ into WASM, but then you're gonna have to have like a pretty lightweight engine to do that. I don't think you'll be able to do something like Unity for WASM. Or there must be a way, right? Because there's so many like Unity games online, so maybe those compile to JavaScript somehow. Hello, just randomly got this recommended on YouTube, and I wanted to say hi. Hello, dude. Bot Yeeter, welcome to the Discord, to the stream, man. And if you guys haven't done it yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and join us in the next streams so we can just chat. Yeah, I mean, apparently people like watching me get stuck in C++, which, to be fair, we all learn something, right? You guys learn that I'm stupid as hell, and I learn how to actually solve a problem at some point. For declaration, struct C++. I mean, you do not need to code everything in Python and C++ API. I mean, would it be Yeah, you would be really interesting. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that WAS themselves now, right? So you can finally compile C++ for the web, and in theory, you can do a game engine in it as well. Like there's already like SDL and whatnot. SDL is kind of like a game engine, or a very very lightweight game engine. So that's already compilable for WASM, and you can do like IMGUI and everything. So the YouTube algorithm likes you today, I guess. I hope so, because I've been getting a lot of new people, so I kind of enjoy that. I mean, you do not need to code everything in Python and C++. Okay, you always got to start somewhere. Nobody's born perfect. I love that bot eater. You got to start somewhere. Nobody's born perfect. I'm gonna dream about that tonight, dude. Thank you. That is like a level of enlightenment that I was unaware of before. Yeah, but that's the problem, bot eater. Like I always get stressed because I can't do something and keep thinking to myself, I should be able to do this, right? I should be able to declare a C struct in C++, but clearly not. Why not use WebGL? Why bother with WASM? Yeah, that's true. That's another good question because he wants to do C++. Okay, not just wet dreams. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be dreaming of you. Do you know any Vulkan? I don't. I tried at some point. I tried to get a triangle drawing in Vulkan. This is the fun. I keep saying this to everyone I ever meet who asks me anything about OpenGL and Vulkan. I think on OpenGL you can get like a triangle out in like 300 lines, right? And if you use like any sort of like SDL or any like nicer than OpenGL libraries, you can do like a triangle in 100 lines of code. And I remember looking at the tutorial to draw a triangle in Vulkan, and it was something like 2,000 lines of code to just get a simple triangle drawing, which is ridiculous, right? Maybe that is because I didn't actually understand Vulkan very well, but like the tutorial I followed literally gave you like nearly 2,000 lines of code to draw a single triangle. But it's a lot more powerful though. That's the thing. Vulkan is a lot more powerful, and it lets you configure basically everything, which on one hand is nice, right? Because you can like make sure that you're using the graphics card to perform as well as you can, and on the other hand, it just means you have to configure everything, which is not great if I'm honest. Vulkan, I mean, I wouldn't say is more perform. It's just the fact that you can configure a lot more stuff, right? So it allows you to enable and disable certain things that OpenGL wouldn't let you otherwise. And at the end of the day, yeah, it becomes more. If you do it properly, it becomes more performant. I think, at least that's the feel I get after kind of doing a lot of emulation on my on my little devices. Like the Vulkan renderers are always faster for some reason. I mean, search for that C++ engine and CSS stuff. GPT told me Overwatch uses it, so it's possible for UI events. Really interesting. Yeah, most like you can definitely interoperate between C++ and HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? It's not out of this world, for sure. A lot of people do it. Type def struct handles C implementation code. Dude, this is killing me. This is absolutely killing me. Nothing I'm finding online is useful. Why not? Why not? Because you're declaring that the type def of some struct, which watches what the C header provides, even though the C header structure is anonymous. The type def name is what matters for forward declarations. If you still get errors, the safest approach is just to include the header. I want to avoid this. I want to have this. Please just give me something. Oh shit, there's a lot of chats. Not having an as an ad blocker infuriates me. Dude, you can just get it. Just get ad blocker. I can't stop YouTube from showing adverts ever. Like even if I disable this, it still shows you adverts. So yeah, it's the right intuition. Vulkan is faster if you know how to use it. Exactly, yeah. Vulkan is definitely faster if you know how to use it. And getting there is definitely a long battle, right? Because there's a lot to learn. Most likely doing good, suffering a bit with project for school. Wait, it's a project for school, GTX? I thought you finished. I thought you finished uni already, dude. Right. There you go. This is, someone's asked that. Is it possible to forward declare a type deft anonymous structure? This works at least on Visual Studio. So they've got my struct, my struct. Type defs, struct, my struct, my struct. I don't think it's possible in a direct way. Unfortunately, I cannot prove it by using a link for a spec or something, but I think at least one good reason against it is that a typedeft name can be void. Since it's not possible to declare a reference to void, this is impossible. How do you intend to use this? I mean, this guy's claiming that it works, but I don't think it does. I don't think it does, my dude. So that definitely doesn't work for me. I mean, it's disappointing. I was trying to kind of do this in a cleanest way as possible without leaking the mini audio definitions. But oh well. Oh shit, there's a lot. Matt, did you know you can save £400 if you buy HP? What do you mean? Like a laptop? That's French duration, okay. Wait. The chat is going too fast for me. Type defin is an alias to an already existing type. Forward is telling the compiler that, hey, yeah, this type will be defined. You can use it as a pointer from what I recall, but you can't use it as field. Yeah, no, I know that, Yita. That's what I want to do. So the type def is exactly that. And obviously, on my C file, I do include the actual definition, so we know the fields and whatnot. I'm literally just using type for declarations here to hide the types from the header, right? So when I include the header, it doesn't leak. But the problem is the types I'm trying to type def are C anonymous structs that are type deft in the mini audio library itself. And that's what kind of seems impossible, which I could swear it's possible, but maybe I'm wrong here. So if you look at that, MAPCM RB, the actual type is this. So in C, this is how you define a struct, right? So you kind of create an anonymous struct and then give it a type def. If they were a little bit smarter and did like actually put a name in here, which I believe is possible, right? PCM RB, that would be fair game in C++, but because it's like a type def to an anonymous struct, I guess it's not liking it, and that's the issue I'm having. So in other words, it would be nice if I can say there exists an anonymous struct in C++ and a type def to it, and that's the for declaration. But even that doesn't work well, unfortunately. Another example is MA device, I think it is. There you go. So this one here is a little bit better because they do. If I go on the device definition, struct device, can I not find that? Struct MA device. There you go. This struct actually has a name, right? This is the thing. This struct has a name, so I can forward declare it. The issue is that the MA PCM RB, which is the oh gosh, there you go, which is the actual one I care about. This one is a type def to an anonymous struct, and that is what C++ doesn't like, and it seems to not be possible. But anyway, get you well. Oh shit, what just happened here? I did not press anything. Dude, yeah, fuck off. Right, Kodima, I'm pursuing a master's degree to avoid further confusing you. Ah, okay, so you are doing a master's degree, cool. Yeah, good luck on that, dude. I also did that. That's why I stayed in school for a long time. So in my first year. Ah, okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's amazing that you did it straight away, because like a lot of people want to do it, but then they get a job and never come back. So the best thing to do is just to finish your academia pursuit straight away without stopping. whether that's a PhD or a master's degree, kind of same thing. I see lately you work with C++, which I like the most. All right, so you are focused. So you are more focused. Sorry. So you are focused more from now on. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying to stay focused, especially on this project because I do want to kind of finish this. The idea is really cool, right? To have your own audio visualizer. I just keep getting hit with like bugs after bugs that I can't solve, and then I take a break from it for a week or so, and then just never go back to it after. So I'm gonna try not to do that with this project. I see. Yeah, that looks like it should be possible. Yeah, it looks like it should be possible by Ether, but I'm not finding any useful information online, if I'm honest with you. So it is kind of annoying, kind of really annoying. Like, why did he name every other struct apart from this one? I think it's just something that is badly done. In fact, it may be something that they've already fixed in their GitHub, and I've just got in older versions. So maybe we can. That's the best fix, right? Maybe the best fix is just to make sure they've actually fixed this. MA PCM RB, right? MA PCM RB, and we are. No, on their main is still shit. Unfortunately. I have a job and my boss is very supportive. Yeah, no, I'm glad you found that, dude. Really glad you found that. Couldn't Claude one shot this? No, he couldn't, dude. I tried. I did try, and then he just gave me shit information as usual. How often I've done that? Start a project for 2 hours and then never resume it again. Yeah, LD, it's just I'm known for doing that, dude. I mean, the only project that I've actually been quite good at keeping up with is Urchin, which is like it's like a Golang CMS. To be fair, it's been like a good 2 months, 2 or 3 months since I've not done anything on it, but I did do quite a lot of work, and it's something that actually kind of works. Yeah, thanks to all the other contributors that also helped me out with this project, especially Al. Al does a lot. Is one of the guys who joined the stream. This works in C++14, MSVC type def, struct int a float a type def. Okay, so you actually like specify the struct and then you type def into it. But then that defeats the purpose, right, of not knowing what's in there, so you can't actually accidentally use it. Hi, Raikappa. How is it going, dude? Welcome to the stream. Right. I'm gonna keep this going for a bit longer, and if we can't do it, we'll call the stream here, and then I'll find a solution in the week, and then I'll let you guys know next week what I've decided to go with once this is all complete. Anyway, my throat is really dry today for some reason. I've been drinking water like every 30 minutes. Sorry, every 3 minutes, and it still doesn't improve. This is really annoying. I mean, yeah, I could, I guess. Oh. Yeah, this is the problem here. If I could say this is a random struct, and that would just be the type def to it. Fair. Or what if I do this, right? So what if I do type def struct something MA PCM RB. Does that work? No, yeah, type def requires a name. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure we had this before, but yeah. Oh, it disappeared. So it did. There you go. We got it, boys. I swear we had this before, though. I swear we had this before, and it was still complaining. What have I done differently here? What have I done differently? Oh gosh, this is so confusing. No idea. I finished every project in some way. Yeah, GTX. So that's called motivation, dude. And you have a lot of it. So hats off to you, my dude. Hats off to you, my dude. I wish I had as much motivation as you do to finish everything in life. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes I do things very well and very quickly uh, until I finish them. Like I'm, at work, I just, I can do quite a lot of work and finish things on time. Most of the time, right? I hardly ever not deliver something I say I will. But when it comes to like personal projects, it's a little bit different for sure. I guess it's because I'm doing like the work after work hours when my mind is already fried, and or the weekends, right, when I'm supposed to be having like a good time and enjoying myself. But I guess that's it. Fixing vibe coded code, so I guess I have a good time. Yeah, fixing vibe coded code. That's a job that I will love to do. I have to go. Good seeing you all. Thank you, GTX. It was good seeing you, dude, and enjoy. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. So that worked, which means we can continue this. How much time do we have left? Yeah, let's see if we can finish this. Expected is after expression fix available. Where is the fix? But yeah, one of the things like that I don't like about LazyVim at the moment is that it just bugs out. So instead of opening the plugin I have to show me what the commands are, that bugged out somehow, and I don't know what's happened. Yeah. Now, what is the problem here? So, new MA decoder. That's not the problem, right? Yeah, no, that can't be the problem. Expected after expression fix available. Am I just not allowed to use that? I thought initializer lists would let me do. Sorry, the initializer or named constructor stuff would let me do that. Yeah, there you go. It does. So there is an actual issue here. So decoder pointer takes the pointer itself and the deleter function. Ah, yeah, it's because I forgot that. I'm an idiot. In my C++, I cannot access the members by. In my C++, I cannot access the members by the dot keyword. How can you? I am using C++20 and it's not working somehow. If you're using C++20 most likely, then this should be working for sure. You just got to make sure that you've got the proper. Let me see if I can find it. You've got to make sure you've got these set. So, right, you, on your CMake, you've got C++ standard set to at least 20, standards required on, and extensions off, it's just something I have. You don't have to do that one. But if that is set and your compiler supports it, you should be able to use the designated initializers. That's the one. Designated initializers. They should work. Are you using a pointer? I am using a pointer. This is a pointer for sure. And then the deleter, it also takes a pointer. Here. Now, all of that, right? Literally, just so we can do this. And in fact, we are probably going to rename this as well. So code rename, I think it is. What is the keyword? So there, yeah. This is make default user data. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what has been the progress in today's stream? We moved literally like these 3 lines here, and we made the class. We've forward declared a bunch of shit, had a really shit time with forward declaring type deft anonymous structs in C, in C++. Not been great, to be fair. But I've learned a lot, to be fair. I've learned that I can't forward declare for shit, and I had to relearn everything. But yeah. Are you using a pointer? I mean, the structure elements like name, etc. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Are you using a pointer? You're asking must lie. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, must lie. If you're using a pointer, it should be the arrow keyword. Just make sure you are not using a pointer. My dudes, I'm not gonna lie. I might call the stream here, just because I'm quite tired and I need to work tomorrow. But it's been really useful knowing or getting to know some of the new people. And I hope that the new people can stick around for next week and who knows, even watch some of the videos I'll be posting in the future. I really want to get back to posting a lot of content. It's been a while. I mean, I've been doing fuck all for a long time now, so I think it's finally time to gain my motivation back. I'm gonna try and promise you guys a few C++ videos maybe. So maybe I'll finish the GitHub CI/CD video series that I started 3 or 4 months ago and never finished. So yeah, stay tuned for those ones. And yeah, I need to start doing some shorts again because the short videos on YouTube kind of get a lot of engagement, and I've been very bad with those. I've not posted any in ages, so I need to get back to it. But before I do that, there is something I gotta confess. I've kind of stopped using like Photoshop. I stopped using Adobe software in general. So that includes Premiere Pro, which is my editing software. So now basically I am literally bound to using GIMP for Photoshop, which is very difficult, I'm gonna say. It's a lot more difficult than learning Photoshop. Things are, to me, a lot more manual than Photoshop. So like if you want to do a nice selection around your body, for example, like a green screen or something, you've got to go through a lot of hoops to do that. Like if you want to add an outline on your YouTube thumbnail, for example, which I do a lot, then it's also, yeah, it's just so difficult. There's like so many manual steps to doing anything, but I'm still learning, right? And also for video editing, I've moved over to DaVinci Resolve, and yeah, I just can't get the gist of it yet, but I'm gonna try and edit a few videos and then see if I can post stuff. Which is why I've been streaming a lot more than posting videos, because yeah, for me it's just easier to do that. But anyway, thank you, Bot Eater, for joining. Bot Eater, sorry. Is it possible we can maybe make a series which we build a commercial grade app, which it could be interesting to use static analyzers, etc.? Sure, yeah, just let me know which language you want, and then we can do that. I mean, everything that I do in C++ is definitely commercial grade. Like you can just learn all this stuff and then get into a company doing C++ and show them all that you know, and they'll be definitely impressed because it's a lot of stuff that people or certain companies don't do already. But yeah, I mean the CMake, the Conan, the actual C++ that we write and we talk about, it's all definitely like quality grade. Yeah, or quality software at least. At least I like to think so. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about apps, you probably mean like a web app or something like that, which we do as well. I mean, YouTube series, C++, of course, but it's hard to find out. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's a lot of parts to that for sure. So that there'll be like a few videos on like learning CMake in the first place, because you want to build, right, on different machines and stuff. So CMake is probably the easiest and the most popular way of doing that at the moment. You can also write make files and learn the compile commands manually. And then you actually get into C++, and then you kind of go into Conan a little bit for dependency management and whatnot. But yeah, I can try and do that, dude. I can try and do that. So I need to do a lot of writing for it for sure. But anyway, guys, it was very nice seeing all of you, and I'll see you next week, I guess. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.